Don't fall for this trick as a creative. So recently I got DM'd on Instagram by a car brand looking for me to create content in exchange for the loan of a car for a week. And they give me two options of cars I could pick from. This is the trick. Don't fall for it. Do not do it. The answer is no, but kind of be nice to them and see if you can get something else out of them. Actually, as a matter of interest, has this ever happened to you? Are you actually dealing with this currently and you don't know what to do? Let us know in the comments and maybe we can share our experiences. Maybe we can help you out if it is a case. I'd love to know. The reason I say no is because you're providing them advertising material and the only payment you're getting out of it is the loan of a car for a week. So when you work out, if you actually go to any rental car and find out how much it's going to cost for the week, you'll find that it wouldn't even afford you your day's rate, let alone your license fees. So my immediate answer to them was, I could do the content, but I'd still have to charge you the license fee, as the loan of a car wouldn't cover the cost of the license. I did a cheeky follow-up with that message as well. So I carried on and I did a cheeky message. I have nothing to lose. And I said that I would love to start a conversation with possibly getting into their ambassadorship, as I'd noticed there was quite a few celebs and athletes being granted ambassador for the brand with a similar following number as myself. But the difference being with me is I have 10 years experience working as a graphic designer, having been a lead designer with Boyle Sports. I'm now a full-time commercial photographer. So what you get out of me is not just a couple of story mentions and a real shot on a phone, but you can actually get tangible, and what they love to hear is actionable content to use for their marketing. So it could benefit them in the long run. This is normally how I bridge the gap between brands when I'm talking to brands, is I pitch myself, and I'm not lying to them. This is exactly what they get out of it. But I pitch to them exactly what I can provide and how I can provide different to others. So that's what I did. So I did the follow on. So, I didn't want the free car for the week. If I want to rent a car, I'll go rent a car. It's of no benefit to you. The worst part about the whole thing is they'll promise the sun, moon and shine that they will credit you in every post. And from experience and from friends of mine going with a different car brand, I'm not going to name any of these car brands, there's no point. A different car brand contacted friends of mine in Dublin and they went with it and they got it. I think they got 3 cars together and they went around all of Ireland. They all shot in Dublin, they shot in the west of Ireland. And that car brand, not once did it tag any of them. And one of the guys, his photo was used as their main marketing for the entire year. Not once did they credit him at all. And he was absolutely fuming. And I was in a WhatsApp group with these and I was like, lads, they have no obligation to stick to this, in the same way that if a company sends you free material, you have no obligation to create anything for them. So if you get a product that you don't like, don't tell your followers about it, unless it's really, really bad and it's scammy, then make a post about it. But what I do personally is when I get products sent to me, I'll do an initial, look what I got in the post. And I do that. And if I mention it again in my stories, a couple of days later or weeks later, people know that it's good quality. If I never talk about it again, well, guess why? So the reason I'm coming on to this is there are opportunities there for you to work with brands, but there's also these little tricks for them to try and get free content, free work out of you without paying for it. And it sounds real great. It sounds brilliant. A car brand wants to send me a car for a week and I'll provide stuff for them and they're going to credit me and this is going to be brilliant. My following is going to go through the roof. But the thing is, when you look at these car brands, most of them don't have a big following in Ireland on Instagram. So they can't provide you that return that you think you're going to get. And they're not going to pay you. This is the thing. This is the horrible part, especially with the car brand side of things, is they will not pay. I've spoken to Skoda, Toyota, BMW, Volkswagen. They've all been in contact with me at some stage over the last number of years, and not one of them is willing to pay. Not one of them I have heard say, yeah, let's do it, because they get the material from the manufacturers. So when you're online and you're trying to reach out, just don't have the horse blinkers on. Keep smart and look at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is they're not paying you and they need to pay you and they're just trying to get something free. Now, if it is a case that you're able to bridge a gap between that company and be guaranteed that they will, I had to do stuff for Vanguard for free and there's other companies I had to do stuff for free, but in return, I have built a great relationship. But in this case with this car brand, I knew there was no chance. They haven't replied to me. This is the thing, they ghosted my message. So they've seen it, they've not replied back to it. They might reply back in a couple of weeks' time and we'll see what happens. But I had a good argument. I had a very good argument. There was one There was one influencer before had 5,000 followers more than me on Instagram. And like, I don't think they had much of a Facebook presence. They don't have a YouTube presence. Yet they got ambassador and they got a free car. And I'm like, hey, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I've got good followings all around. And I create really, really good stuff. Like, if you know my photography, you know what I'm like. I don't settle for, it'll do, or I don't go half-arsed or half-cocked into anything. If I had a car brand on my side and they were looking to work with me in that regards, I would be looking to produce better than what they've already had produced for them, to make sure that they always want to come back to me, make sure that I'm first call. Now, I just wanted to come on here and just give you just a kind of insight to stuff you never hear about. You know, I would never talk about this. It's not that I'm going to put it on my stories, because they didn't do anything wrong. It's just that as a creative, you can be easily taken advantage of, and you can let yourself be taken advantage of. But the bigger picture is we're all entitled to be paid, and Tesco's don't give you groceries for exposure that you got on Instagram. They don't have exposure points. That's not a currency. So you need to get paid in some regards. Anyway, I hope you got something from this and you enjoyed it. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get notified every time I post up a new video. Find me on all the social medias under Mark Duffy Photography. And until the next time, later gators.